Welcome back to the channel, everyone. CryptoTakeOver here, coming back with the Bitcoin cryptocurrency video for you today. We're going to be taking a look at two articles today. We have Bitcoin price drops off after Jerome Powell warns of public volatility of crypto. So yeah, we are seeing a little bit of a price reduction in Bitcoin right now, but we kind of bounced off of the $55,000 area. So Bitcoin right now hovering right at about 55,300. And then also we have Bitcoin, you're buying obsolete or obsolete, and the fall will be hard. Yeah, and basically they're saying that Bitcoin is at maybe its bubble peak right now. So we're going to take a look and see what's going on here, and then jump on over into the chart, see what our analysis is going to be picking up from this too as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and cue that intro and get started on today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, folks. Hit that notification bell so that we all can be updated every single video that we make on this channel each and every single day as the 2021 bull market continues to rally. And right now we're seeing a little bit of consolidation in my eyes, but let's see what these articles have to say. Bitcoin's price faltered this week as the cryptocurrency struggled to reach the all-time high of over $61,000 achieved just 2 weeks ago. Despite starting Monday with a price of around 58,000, Bitcoin entered Tuesday down by the thousands, hitting a low of about 53,200 before climbing to around 54,000, where it remained at the time of publication. According to CoinDesk real-time tracker, between March 13th and 14th, the crypto shattered price records, surging past the $60,000 mark before eventually plummeting to around 53,000. Only 3 days later, the metrics show, in February 2021, the price was as low as $45,000. Bitcoin price surged this month as large companies including Elon Musk's Tesla and MasterCard's voice supported for its potential as payment options in the future. What is clear is the cryptocurrency reputation for volatility remains intact. What is less clear is the exact reason for the latest price drop and if or when it will recover. The downward shift came the same day as the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, warned Bitcoin was unpredictable and not really useful for a store of value. Speaking via video call at the Bank of International Settlements Innovation Summit on Monday, Powell said of crypto coins, they're highly volatile, see Bitcoin. Yeah, and so I guess that's when we had some price fluctuation. He continued, they're more of an asset for speculation, so they're also not particularly in use as a means of payment. It's essential to substitute for gold rather than for the dollar, and I think the crypto asset the public needs to understand, they need to understand the risk. Elaborating on those perceived risks about digital currencies, Powell had listed the price volatility, the outsized energy requirement for mining, a process used to create the coins for computing power, and the fact that they are not backed by anything. Yeah, and what's the dollar backed by? You know, it's not backed by gold anymore, right? So, yeah, very interesting that he would say something like that. We also know that most of the computing and mining power is actually done through renewable resources out of China too, as well. He said stable coins, which are digital currencies that claim to have a more stable value because the price is tied to another asset, such as a dollar of the price of gold, could play a role in future financial systems, but only with proper governance. Powell said stable coins may have a role to play with appropriate regulations, but the role will not be to form the basis of new global monetary system. They are not going to be a substitute for a sound monetary system based in central bank money. Charles Hayter, of CEO of market tracker Crypto Compare, told Newsweekly via email on Tuesday that the volatility appeared to be leveling off, but reference to the unstable nature of the prices, the pattern of acceleration and deacceleration in the space is typical. And then we have here, Halter said, there are two clear thematic trends at play that have a direct underlying commonality, crypto markets and traditional markets colliding. We are a cairney of coal mining with respect to the data clients we see coming over the horizon from regulators, the wealth managers. On this point, we can firmly say that the interest is from product providers globally and the wealth managers who are seeing strong demand from clients to hedge the ever apparent realization that fiat is a migraine. Yeah. So obviously, you know, there's going to be volatility in this market no matter what. We just kind of have to deal with it for right now and see where our price bounces are going to be. So let's take a look at our next article here. And we have this article by Seeking Alpha, Bitcoin, the buying obsolete, and the fall will be hard. Maybe saying that the bubble is at hand right now. Cryptocurrency is here to stay, but Bitcoin and its clones will be obsolete probably within a decade. Once the fall starts, it will come hard and fast. There are multiple benefits to governments from a central bank digital currency CBDC in managing monetary policy, enforcing tax compliance, and inhabiting. Governments already have the predictables to ban and use of exchange and Bitcoin. Consequently, central bankers will inevitably issue CBDC. It's only a matter of time when the rollout is announced. Caddy bar at the door, the bid ask will collapse. Even those with obvious advantages, it is simple foolish to treat Bitcoin and its clones as a reliable store of value or a means of commercial exchange. Interesting. So I thought Seeking Alpha had been relatively bullish on cryptocurrency, this news article site, but apparently they're talking about that maybe you shouldn't be looking into Bitcoin, which I find that relatively hard to believe. Obviously, this is more just FUD, I believe, being spread into the market as of right now, and that's why Bitcoin's kind of taking a little bit of a breather. In our view, Bitcoin is a bit of the Wild West of investing back in the days before there was SEC, like men of Joseph manipulated markets. Okay, and basically there's just like a lot more FUD being thrown into this article, it seems like. So not gonna spend time on this at all, just because I think that it's probably just a FUD released article. But let's take a look at the charts, see what's going on over there, and let's hop on over to our Bitcoin charts and see what's happening. All right, folks, so we're jumping out here on the weekly. Right off the bat on the weekly, obviously money flow is still looking relatively good, but we do have this kind of stair-stepping pattern down here with Market Cipher B. So if we are to take a look at Market Cipher B, we can see this kind of stair-stepping pattern down with the red dots here on our weekly chart. Just something to take note of there as well. Bitcoin right now hovering at about 55,400. Let's kind of zoom in here. Taking a look at the daily chart, this is where I want to start off with on the charts. We did get this break below one of our major trendline support areas too as well. And so now that we've had this break, we've definitely seen some downturn too as well. Obviously, that would have been a nice little position to take a short if you were going to. But folks, we had been pointing this trend line out for a long time in our previous videos, and we needed to hold support on it. If we weren't going to hold support, it wasn't going to be too good for Bitcoin. And obviously, we broke that support level, and we've continued to see the sell-off. Also, we broke below our 21 EMA here on our daily chart too as well. So not a very good sign for Bitcoin. Right now we're looking at Market Cipher VWAP kind of rounding off just a tad bit. What I'm looking for is probably a zero pivot point bounce. We'll have to wait to see what happens once our momentum waves get to about the zero pivot point on Market Cipher, and then maybe expect a bounce there, but no sign of a green dot just yet. Obviously this was probably a time that you may have want to stay out of any trading if you were going to take a trade, and then maybe consider looking at some green dots that may be appearing on Market Cipher B as well. But folks, the fact that we have our dip below our 21 EMA right now, we'll have to wait to see if we're going to close. Our previous support levels have been right at around the 21 EMA, but on the higher time frames, such as the 2-day chart, we never got to close below our 21 EMA on our 2-day chart. So right now our 2-day 21 EMA is sitting right at about 51,400. That is a relatively bearish case scenario if we are to kind of zoom out here on our 2-day and maybe find a bounce on that 21 EMA on our 2-day chart. So that would be another key area of support that I'd be looking for. But as you can see, during our bull market rally, we bounced off of the 21 EMA on our 2-day chart and continue to rally from there. So we want to make sure that if we do end up getting a close on the daily below our 21 EMA, we're going to be checking for support at around the 2-day 21 EMA, which is right at about right about $51,000 or so. But let's see if we can get some bounces here anytime soon. taking a look at the 4-hour chart. Also, what I want to be relatively clear about and also keep a close eye on is possibly this 12-hour chart here. Our 12-hour chart showing a little bit of money flow sell-off. Also on market Cipher B, we need to remain cautious here. If this is start to trickle off into the red, then I'm going to expect probably a little bit more downside, and we'll have to kind of represent and see where our 21 EMAs are going to be sitting at on some of our higher time frames. So right now, obviously, if we continue a little bit further to the downside, I'm looking at about $51,000 or so, and maybe expecting a bounce around there. If this red money flow is to come down a little bit further, then we're going to be looking for some lower price targets. Right now, you can see even here on our 12-hour chart, we've gotten support at around the 21 EMA on our previous sell-offs. Or not the 21, this is the 100. The red EMA is the 100 EMA, the orange EMA is the 21 EMA. So our 12-hour chart has given us support on the 100 EMA here before, and right now the 100 EMA is sitting at about $49,000, $50,000 or so. So we're looking for probably a move maybe into that area. It's a possibility. I don't want to rule anything out just yet, but the fact that we are breaking below one of our major trend line supports, even on our 12-hour chart, our purple support trend line has been broken below of, and if we are to break below that, it does look like we probably could be coming down to retest the $50,000 area or so. So I want to remain cautious here, but also not be too bearish. I do think that Bitcoin is still probably in a consolidation phase as of right now, like we've seen back here at about the $30,000 range. Bitcoin having some major price fluctuations. I do think that those price fluctuations will probably continue out to the side for a little bit longer underneath our $60,000 area. Maybe going on into mid-April, and then possibly seeing something in April that is to occur, whether that's a bigger move to the downside or to the upside. We'll have to wait and see how this is going to play out. I would wait for a bigger type of symmetrical triangle to be played out here on maybe our 12-hour chart or our daily chart. Something like this that we've had at about $30,000 or so. That's looking like what's going to happen here is that we're probably going to consolidate out to the side a little bit more before Bitcoin decides its direction, either higher or lower. But we're going to be keeping you up to date here on the channel. Don't forget, folks, if y'all want to pick up the Market Cipher Indicator by CryptoFace, there's links in the description box below. And then also join us over on our private trading group. Link in the description box below. If you want to pay with debit or credit card, you can join us through Patreon using that as a payment processor. If you want to pay with crypto, message me on Discord. Everything that we post for our private members is located on Discord, such as all the altcoins that we're trading in and out of. And our alts are just been outperforming everything in Bitcoin. So obviously, some of these alts, you need to make sure that you're in the right ones. And if you want to get a list of some of those alts that we're in and that we're still dollar cost averaging or earning staking rewards on too as well, then come over there, join us in our private trading group, paying with debit or credit card through Patreon. Just make sure that you have a Discord username so that way I can give you access to all of our posts that we post inside of our private categories on Discord. And so with that being said, folks, I'm going to go ahead and sign out here. Relatively short video today, and I'll see you all in the next one. CTO signing out. Peace.